here we are, fishing again. Well, Christmas Eve, so a couple of days before Christmas. We come down to do a Christmas special today. I come with my dear friend Sheddy, who's on peg 7 up at Radcliffe. I don't know if you can see him in the distance there, he's somewhere on the bend there. That's a flying peg in its day. I'm going to fish peg 6 today. You can see we've got a few more boats than normal down here, so moored up for Christmas, I think. So Sheddy's got about 3 in front of him there. Myself, I've just got a lovely hole because there's nothing in that little mooring spot. I'm going to fish bread feeder to start with over there for a couple of hours. It's quite mild actually, considering we've just had yet another storm on the go. Winds of 30 miles an hour yesterday that made it impossible to go out. So apologies for not being out sooner, and all those who've been pestering me for another video. Here we are, a Christmas special, and hopefully we'll produce a few. Thank you for all those who've watched our videos, and especially those who've subscribed, because that's really brilliant. We're expecting a little bit more wind today. So that's the first knock of the day there. You can see that on top of my rod there. That's the first knock on the bread. So we'll see. That was the first kick. So we could be. I'm going to keep it focused on that because that was the first. That was the first knock. It's been out there about 15 minutes. With this bread, they usually have a little play with it and then usually wrap round within a couple of seconds. So it's a good sign anyway. So anybody who don't know where we are, when you go over between the two Radcliffe bridges, if you was going on the way to facing Farringdon, if you went between the two bridges and looked over right, we'd be literally opposite the two bridges. You can see there's this one pub over there. Get my fat finger in there. Yeah, don't know if anybody's living on these boats today. Surely they've got somewhere to go for Christmas. I keep hearing things rattled around, but I'm yet to see anybody in them. Right, so that's where we are. We'll try and get some action shots and hopefully catch a few. So no bites yet. It's about 2 hours in. I've had one knock on the bread feeder. Sheddy's had one knock on the maggot feeder. Thought I'd have a wander down. Just show you the little holiday home. That was a little old ramsack cottage which has been converted. I don't know how much that is to rent a week, but it's not cheap. But look what you've got. That lovely garden, your own little moor in there. That is absolutely beautiful. So that's on the island between the two bridges. That's the first bridge you go over there. The pub just, I'm getting my hand out with my pocket so I can. Going to point to it. The pub is literally to the left of it there somewhere. That's where the Swan pub is. And if you turn around a little bit, now over here somewhere there's a manor, and I think, if memory serves me well, there was an episode of Time Team filmed there years ago with old Tony Robinson. I think hundreds of years ago there was a bit of a fight over this particular bit of land with a brother and a sister, from what I can understand, and I think they found remains of a castle where one of the sisters lived and so on. Anyway, it is on IT's channel. So there we are, we're walking up the bridge, over the bridge, round, we'll have a wander around, see if I can hold this, see if I've got any better at holding this camera. Because a lot of people say I'm a bit shaky with it, but we shall see. Anyway, I'm getting a GoPro coming soon. Hopefully, not a new one, mind, just something to strap to my chest to make it a little bit easier to film. It's pretty tricky, with a decent microphone. Yeah, it's very windy at the minute. So I've had to put the microphone in a sock, in my pocket, just to try not to be blown away. So if we go around there, you'll see I think that's the older one of the two bridges, if I'm being honest. It's got three little bridges inside it. No, that's the older one. Let's have a look at the notes. I'm not going to try and read them because my reading and writing is pretty awful, and everybody will be having a laugh every time I try and pronounce a boat's name. So I'm not even going to try that because my wife would be laughing her head off at it. Yeah, so there we are. So I think to rent a mooring spot there is probably going to cost you probably $1,800 a year, I would think. You want to put your boat there because that land's been recently sold and the rents have all gone up. There's a little boat there. Now that little boat I think is a friend of ours. Now I'm going to say that's Mr. Daniel's boat, that little blue one, but I'm not going to say his first name so everybody doesn't know, but I'm sure that's Mr. Daniel's because he always comes from that pub when we finish fishing. He always goes and sleeps in the 2-bed boat, and that looks like a 2-bed boat to me. The others are a bit big, isn't it? It is. If we can get onto the name of the damn thing. Oh, I'm going to say, I don't know, Jacqueline Free maybe? Something anyway. There's nobody down here anyway. So, another wander around again. The wind's up. It's a lovely day for us. It's a beautiful day. Nobody walking their dogs or nothing. I've been putting a bolo. I'm up there somewhere. And I've been putting my bolo all the way down there and not had a touch. But early days. Let's go up here because this is another boat I think was owned by somebody famous. You might know, you might not know. I'm not going to say the second name anyway, but a lot of the local guys know the first name. I've got a feeling this boat that's been done up now, and I'm falling over it, is probably Ali's boat. But I'm not 100% sure. Got no name on it, but I'll see you so they're doing some work up there. That's what I was fishing with that holder. The sheds is up there. He's fishing number 4. And what I am going to do a bit later, because it's a Christmas special, I'm going to put a little video on of the fish I caught at Peg 4 probably 12 months ago. It's a little video, not been seen by many. Bear in mind I've got a rat attacked net and a few of the fish are flopping about, but you can see what this river can produce. So they randomly pop up in the video and you can have a look at that. But hopefully we'll get some action for today. We haven't had nothing yet. Yeah, get and hit that subscribe button. Come on, give me 200 for the new year. Thank you. We're still at it. It's about half one. We've had 1 knock each. Me on the bread feeder, steady on the maggot feeder. I've got a block end feeder out there now with maggot on. Bit of brown bait. You can see how much that wind has got up there. Ooh, Galileo. It is getting cold. I have fished it like a world champion today. I feel I've been fishing along the edges of them boats with a lovely, actually a waggler's gone there, down there beautiful. I fished the bolo. I fished it like a pro and not had a blimmin' touch. So I'm now somewhere there in front of that boat with the feeder. Whether I'll ever see a bite in this wind, I don't know. I don't know. How the weather changes in one day. Now there's an interesting story for you. That blue barge over there, which is, you can't really see it, but there's another, this green and white boat in front of it is clamped to it. Now that blue barge broke his mooring about 3/4 of a mile away, I should think, upstream, and that made its way all the way down the river. It wedged itself across the river at one stage, but eventually they caught it down at this corner and trapped it down here. So that's a little bit of a story for you. So I don't know if the owners come to take it back up the top. I don't know if they're thinking about it. Right, crack on then. We don't freeze to death. Merry Christmas again to everybody. Hit that subscribe button because we will be catching some fish. If I don't blow in. Well, we're still at it. I thought I'd have a wander along actually. I've left my gear up at peg 6 because I just got the bread feeder out in a minute. I thought I'd have a wander along, see if I could snag something. So I've come down to peg 4, which is at the end of the holiday house's garden. Just inside the gate. A bar. I'm just under them bushes down there, if I can find it. A little bit. Just down there under the bushes. Hope you can hear me. The wind is blowing a gale. It is freezing. We've only had them 2 bites, so I've come from up there. Sheddy's in control up there. I got my little feeder rod just stuck out in front of these branches. So I thought we'll have a wander up a few pegs, see if we can't snare a chub or something. Watch this space. Had a walk upstream now, peg. This is about 11.5 I'm on, if you know the racket stretch. I got my little bread feeder under that tree there. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes in a few pegs, just see if we can't snag something. Seems it's Christmas and all that. This is one thing you'll never see Sheddy do, I can tell you, is walk up and down the river. If he sits on a spot, he sits out all day. So, fair play to him. He's in charge down there, and hopefully he'll catch something time I get back. So that's where we are. I think I got the name of that boat wrong, by the way, earlier on in the video. It's Josephine, not Jacqueline, I think. Anyway, there's a bit of a view downriver. Blooming cold. Wind's got up. The light soon fades on days like this. I mean, that's about 2:15 now. An hour and we'll be looking to go home. So, come on, fishies. So, I think this is, I don't even know if this is a peg. I'm going to say it's around the 13 mark. So, I'm not sure this particular spot is a peg. I'm just under that tree there. Little bit of a bread feeder. Come on, baby, wrap round. Let's have a look at the view upstream. We're gradually making our way up to Grafton. If you can see that, that sun's probably not in the right place, but it might be the perfect picture. Don't know. So there's the pylons. So underneath them pylons is peg 1819. I know that, so we're not far away from them. Good peg, that is, in the winter and in the summer. There's some willows the other side. If only we knew the answer, why some days fish bite and some days they don't. It looks absolutely perfect for them today. Yeah, they're not having it. believe it.